DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. The concept I want y'all to understand, this is especially important for entrepreneurs, is that your ideas are not you. And this is going to apply to anybody. You don't have to be an entrepreneur, but I'm thinking of entrepreneurs because I've seen this challenge come up over and over again with people in my mastermind groups, people who I work with one-on-one, and just even people who are in my texting community asking me this stuff. So before I even go into this, I'm going to tell y'all at the end of this video how you can actually text with me directly on a consistent basis. I'm going to give you my number at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned, and I will tell you exactly how you can get in touch with me directly through text in a moment. But anyway, your idea is not being used. The concept I want you to understand, especially in the business world, because as an entrepreneur, I've been in entrepreneurship for over a decade, and in that time I've had probably, of all the ideas I've had that worked, that popped off and made me money, for every one of those ideas, I probably had 5 to 10 ideas that did not work. So for every one winning idea, I probably had 5 to 10 losing ideas that I absolutely had to kill off. Like, this absolutely ain't working. Let me find something else to do with my attention and my energy here. And what I want y'all to get, here's the big idea with this, is that the ideas that you have and the stuff that you try, the ideas that you have and the stuff that you try, understand, it is not a reflection on your personal character. It's not a reflection on who you are as an individual if and when those things don't work. So me, as a person who works as a coach, as a person who runs a mastermind all the time, every single day, and even with the texts that I get and the DMs and the comments that I receive, I'm always responding to people who are either trying things out, working on something, they're wondering why something that they're working on is not getting the results that they want. And I had to tell people, like, listen, you just have a bad business idea here, or this thing that you're executing on is just not going to produce the result because it's just not set up to do so. You're in the wrong market with the wrong product, or you're selling to the wrong people, or you're not selling this product at the right price, or the reason that you have in your mind for why this idea is going to work is not the right reason, and you need to kill this idea and you need to come up with a brand new one. I had to tell people that kind of stuff all the time, every single day. I'm telling people things like that. And the challenge is, especially when I'm dealing with people who are newer in entrepreneurship, or some people who are just straight up amateurs. I'm not saying that as a negative thing, but if you're an amateur, you're an amateur. It's okay to admit it. When I'm dealing with people like that, often they take the critiques of their idea, or the critique of their business, or the critique of their execution as a critique of them as an individual. And this is a wrong way of looking at things. The problem with looking at things like this, there are several problems looking at things like this. The most important ones being, if you look at every critique of your business or the critique of your execution as a critique of who you are as an individual, then you'll take every failure personally. And the problem with taking every failure personally, number one, is you're operating by an inaccurate formula, which is going to cause you to be thinking inaccurately about the situation. So if you have an inaccurate assessment of a situation, then you're going to try to fix it by doing the wrong thing. It's kind of like if you got a piece of equipment that's not working and you think one of the screws is loose, so you tighten the screw, but the real problem is you need to hammer in one of the nails. You might think you fixed something, but you didn't actually fix it. You're still going to have the same problem because you fixed the wrong thing. So that's number one. And number two, if you take every critique of your business or your idea, your execution, as a personal critique of you as a person, then it's going to take you so long to recover from that, because you're licking your wounds on how you feel about yourself as a person, that you're never actually going to get back. It's going to take you a lot longer. It's not that you never will, but it takes you a lot longer to get back on the horse and get back to doing your actual business, which is coming up with another business idea. So let's see if we can get something else that does work. All right, this thing didn't work. Let's get to the next thing that does work. But if you're taking it personally and you think there's something wrong with you as a human, then, well, first of all, you might not. First, it's going to take you a long time to get back. And secondly, you may never get back because you think there's something wrong with you as a person. And here's the other thing that happens, and I know this from firsthand experience. I tell somebody, well, your execution is off, your programming is off, you're operating by an inaccurate formula, you just had a bad idea here, this is not going to work, kill this and come up with another idea. Here's what happens with people. They take it as a personal affront that I'm the one who told them that. So then they get mad at me and then they don't want to deal with me anymore because I told them something critical about what they're doing. So they think I'm hating on them, or I'm being negative, or I'm not helping them out, or I'm not offering them enough support, or I'm tearing them down. This is the kind of victim mentalities that people go into, not because necessarily they want to be victims, but because they're operating by inaccurate formulas. Again, an accurate formula is understanding that your ideas are not you. An inaccurate formula is thinking that every idea you have is a reflection on your person. So then when your idea doesn't work, you think there's something wrong with you. If you think like that, you're going to move very slowly. You're going to be married to every idea you have when you should never be married to any idea. You can take your ideas on dates, but never get married to them. Now, you understand the difference? You take your idea on a date. If the idea works, stick with it. As soon as it stops working, kill it. Get rid of it, dump it, and move on to the next thing. This is the accurate formula that people who create success and who are able to repeat their success, that they operate by. So I want you to think about, from what I just told you, when you think about what kind of formulas are you operating by. Formulas that are allowing you to be dispassionate and not so emotionally connected to the things that you do, but you're only emotionally connected to the success, or are you emotionally connected to everything you do and you take it as a personal referendum on who you are as an individual? Your only affiliation, ladies and gentlemen, is to success. Let me say that again. Your only affiliation is to creating success and creating results. Anything that helps you do that, you deal with it for as long as it keeps doing it. And as soon as it stops helping you create success, you get rid of it. That is how you make your decisions. That's the accurate formula. So now that if you didn't know that, now you know. So two things. First of all, I told you I'd tell you how you can text me. My number is 305-384-6894. Send me a text at that number right now. And every day when I send out my daily motivation text, you're going to get it straight to your phone for free. The number is down below in the show notes, in the description as well. And number two, I have a daily motivation. I already told you about daily motivation. I got a mastermind, my bulletproof mastermind. That's the core place that you want to be at, so you can work with me directly. Every week I do a live call only for members, where I do a training first of all, and then I do open conversation and open Q&A to help everybody with their challenges, current issues, and make sure that you have strategy, that you're being held accountable, and that you execute. That's in my bulletproof mastermind. The way you join that is by going to workonyourgameuniversity.com. So both of those are down below in the show notes. Only two things you need to know. Text me and then join my mastermind so you can work with me directly every single week. Live call. You're working specifically with me and with the other members of the group who are serious about taking their game to the next level. So you want to make connections and build relationships, you do it there as well. Everybody work on your game. Dre all day.